Hey everyone. So tonight I'm making the pulled pork with the macaroni and cheese, and I had already started the pulled pork when I saw someone messaged me asking for me to make the video of it. So this is a little recap on what I did. So you're not really going to see the steps, but I'll let you know. So in Costco I bought the shoulder, the cut up pork shoulder from Costco yesterday, and what I did was I seasoned it with my two favorite barbecue seasonings. This one is from Trader Joe's. It's a barbecue rub, so I sprinkle that all over it, and a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil. And then this is another rub that I get from the Savory Spice Shop, Georgia Boys All-Purpose Barbecue Rub. But I guess any barbecue rub will do to get that nice barbecue smoky flavor. I put some salt all over the pork, and I crushed some fresh garlic, and again, like I said, olive oil or avocado oil, and then I tossed it up and made sure it was very coated. Then what my husband did was on the grill, he seared it, and then we put it in the crock pot. So low and slow for 7 to 8 hours. So here is what it looks like. So you see the grill marks that my husband put on it and the seasoning. And I'm going to stir it, and then it should start to shred. It's only been cooking for maybe 4 hours. But that's what I do with my pulled pork. So it's just a cut up shoulder seasoned with a nice barbecue rub, some salt, olive oil or avocado oil, and garlic, and then I put it in the crock pot, low and slow, and it's so good. At the end, sometimes I put some barbecue sauce, so at least you'll get to see that part, and you'll get to see it all shredded up. So that's step 1, or 1 to 5, something like that. Pork is shredded. It is so freaking good. You taste the smokiness from the barbecue rub that I put on it, but I had put quite a bit of fresh garlic also, so you do taste the garlic. It's so good. So then there's a lot of juice in there. I don't know if you could see that, but a lot of juices in there. Succulent, unbelievable. And then my husband does like it saucy, but the boys don't like it too saucy. So what I do is I do put a little bit of barbecue sauce, your favorite barbecue sauce. We like the thick and hearty barbecue sauces, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of that and then mix it around so that the barbecue sauce actually mixes with the juices, but it keeps a thin sauce, so not too thick. You know, the boys sometimes don't like the very bold flavor, although me and my husband do. So I'm going to do that. Now for the mac and cheese. I shredded sharp cheddar, and I shredded Romano. That's what I had. Sometimes I'll have Parmesan or Asiago. We like the tang. So that's about maybe 2.5 cups of cheddar to about 1 to 1.5 cups of tangy cheese. And then I have my pot heated up, and we're gonna make a roux. So a roux is equal parts butter and flour. And that is used to thicken up the milk so that you can make a nice sauce. So that was probably about 2 tablespoons of butter, and then I'm going to do equal parts of flour. So I don't really measure anything exactly. I just kind of dump and eyeball everything. So you get the flour all cooked down, and it makes like a pasty looking thing. And then a lot of people with macaroni and cheese, they use whole milk. I don't. Oh, my face feels like it's going to be on fire. I don't. I use 1%. You know, there's enough fat in the cheese. So there's the roux. It's all cooked. And now we're going to add some milk. So you got the hot pot going, and when you want to mix up the milk and the roux really well so that you don't have lumps. Sometimes I pull out the whisk and I do that, but you can pretty much get it non-lumpy really well with a regular spoon. You just keep stirring, and as it heats up, it'll thicken. So, oh, the lighting's terrible in here. Let me see what I can do about that. All right. Oh, I got all steamy. So as you see, the milk is bubbling and it got much thicker. So now, let me lower that. That's a little too hot. Now I'm going to add the cheese. So in goes the cheese. I started making my own macaroni and cheese. My boys used to love the boxed macaroni and cheese. And I actually never grew up on macaroni and cheese. Being Puerto Rican, my family just didn't do that. And so I actually didn't try macaroni and cheese until I got older. But at that point, I wouldn't eat box. I couldn't fathom eating powdered cheese. So I learned how to make my own. So here it goes. The cheese is melting. If the consistency looks too thick, like this one does, you just add more milk and loosen it up. But, oh my God, that is cheesy goodness. There you go. So now you got a nice cheese sauce. Let it all melt so it's not lumpy. Yummy, yummy, yummy. I mean, you could just pour in the pasta. It depends on you. If you like thicker cheese sauce, you could put this on nachos. Look at that. Oh, you could put this on broccoli. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So, if you like it thick, you could just leave it like that. I'm going to throw in the pasta and see how well it coats. And if I have to loosen it up, I'll loosen it up. But see how easy it really is to make your own cheese sauce? I mean, you don't have to buy that box crap. So let me get the pasta. I'll be right back. So there you go. I added the pasta. I made penne. You could do anything you want. You know, we usually do a lot of elbow macaroni, but I didn't have it, so I did penne. And it was a little too thick, so I'm just going to thin it out. Just a little bit of milk at a time to make it nice and creamy and get all the noodles well coated. So there's my mac and cheese. And then here's the pork. Nice and shredded. I put a little bit of barbecue sauce to mix it with the juices so it's not too thick saucy, but it still has the smokiness and the boldness from the sauce, but not overpowering. And, you know, so a nice thin sauce, because I don't like it too saucy, and neither do my boys, but my husband likes, he might actually put more barbecue sauce when he serves himself. So seriously, that's all this was. It's the pork, the pulled pork, on top of the macaroni and cheese when you plate it. I'm going to make some peas on the side, but pretty much that was the dinner that we had at when we went out that night on Valentine's Day. It was pulled pork on top of macaroni and cheese, and it was so delicious. You can put, like, you know, top it with some sliced green onions or something like that. I do have some chives, so I might throw that on top. But it was so good. And I'll show you what it looks like when it's plated up. And that's dinner tonight. So my macaroni and cheese topped with pulled pork and a side of peas. And most of it cooked while I was out and about, you know. Just threw that in the crock pot after my husband seared it. You don't have to sear it, but makes nice coloring. And then I just made the macaroni and cheese later on and just microwaved the peas in a microwavable container, and dinner's done. So I hope you enjoy it. I hope you were inspired, and I love doing these videos for you. So have a great night. Talk to you soon. Bye.